Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys an Are They Coming Back reading. So this particular reading is going to be based upon you and another person that have either had a falling out or you're experiencing a separation. And we're just going to see what are the chances of reconciliation at this time, as well as how this person is currently holding your energy. So just take what resonates for you and get rid of anything that doesn't. If you guys are interested in your own personalized version of this reading, this is one that I offer in my Etsy shop. So I'll put the link down below, as well as the 2 decks that I'll be using here today. So let's get into it, you guys. The very first question is, what is your person's current energy in general? All right. Maybe whatever they're going through or however they're acting could come up in this category. So what is currently going on for your person? Well, they're definitely in their head, that's for sure. So we have thinker or as thinking. I don't know why I said or as in they're thinking. They're thinking about something. They're really in their head space, deep thought, etc. So let's go ahead and see what the tarot card is, where their thoughts might be at this particular time. Maybe this will explain what's going on with them. Okay, so what I'm getting here, you guys, is that this person is probably thinking about their material, their material life. The 9 of Pentacles is a card of self for sure. The 9 of Pentacles is also a card of independence. So people might want to just kind of remain single, unattached right now. Maybe they're working on a particular project. They're trying to start a business. Maybe they're just trying to build their income up, save for something. But it just seems like right now their headspace is on just their own material needs and themselves, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. So if you feel like this individual has pulled away from you, it could just be that they're just focused on their material life or just themselves, thinking about how they can change their circumstances or even get ahead. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and see, how is your person thinking and feeling towards you at the moment? So let's go ahead and see what that energy specifically looks like tied to you. So what is this person thinking when it comes to you and this situation currently? Okay, so right now we have the Fates. So this could be an indication, you guys, that this person actually sees you as somebody that is very significant in their life. Maybe like at a later date, the stars will align and eventually the two of you will be together. So they could see you as like a soulmate or someone that they're meant to be with. But right now, maybe where their thoughts are just more focused on themselves, trying to build themselves up in some way. But they see you as a significant person in their life with the Fates. All right, but we have the 7 of Swords. Now, some of you guys could be dealing with someone that may have betrayed you or lied to you in some way. Maybe they're kind of acting a little sneaky right now. So the way that they're seeing you right now is that they're kind of hiding this from you, or they're hiding what they're doing from you. They're hiding these feelings that they have for you. So let's go ahead and get an additional card for the what they're hiding. They're hiding their love for you. Okay, so I'm glad I clarified that. It doesn't mean that this person couldn't have done something sneaky, but I just feel like they're holding back how they really feel towards you with this lover's energy. Okay, they definitely feel this soul-to-soul connection with you, but they're hiding it. Maybe they don't want to face it right now. Maybe they're running away from or deceiving themselves that this isn't really what they're looking for. But the thing is, the way that the stars are aligning, the way that you guys have come together, they can't really deny that there's something very significant and special about that. So you can run, but you can't hide. I feel like eventually this person, the dots are going to come back to you anyways. And so even if they are using their time right now to run, I feel like eventually it's going to come back around for them. So what's going on in their heart space towards you? Okay, so we have orphaned. Interesting. Your person could have some sort of issues when it comes to abandonment or some sort of childhood trauma. So unfortunately, when it comes to the way that they, connect with love or loving people or letting people in or being vulnerable is really being influenced by their wounds. That's what I'm seeing here. It's almost like they're abandoning their own heart, so they abandon you. So if some of you guys feel orphaned or left alone or abandoned by this person, it's because that's how they truly feel deep down within themselves. Yeah, until this person loves themselves, and that's how I see the 9 of Cups, until they're able to fulfill their own hearts and really heal their own hearts with that 9 of Cups, I feel like this individual is going to continue to kind of exude this behavior of maybe ghosting or, running away every time things get good or things get too close. So they've got a lot of changes I feel like they have to make, and a lot of the changes have to do with themselves. So if you think about it, you guys, where they're at, I do feel like they are focused on themselves. So to me, this clarifies that this person is really thinking about themselves and thinking about ways that they can improve themselves. So some of them in their heart space might know that they really, really do need to change. And a lot of you could be their wish come true. But the thing is, if you're broken and wounded, you're going to screw that up every time. It's like you're everything that I'm looking for, but I'm going to sabotage it at the same time. That's the vibe I'm getting with this person for today's reading. So just take it or leave it, okay? But that's what we have going on. All right. So why don't we look and see, what is your person's biggest fear or challenge when facing you? Well, I feel like it has to do with you being that soul connective energy where they're just like, wow, like this feels so good to me. This feels so right. But how can I make this a wrong? How can I screw this up and sabotage it? So it's like they're really tormented, actually. Really tormented. All right, let's see what your person's biggest fear is when facing you, or their biggest challenge right now. Oh yeah, time to go. So they run. They run. You can run, but you can't hide. That's the message coming up here. This person does feel like they want to run away from you, but you're also what they want. So why the hell is this person running away from what they want? They're tortured. They've got some traumas. They've got some things that they need to work out. So this person's got to get some things figured out. That's for sure. I'm also getting too that their fear is that they're going to lose you. Their fear is that they're going to, because they're taking too much time or they've taken you for granted too long, that they're going to lose you. So if they fear losing you, then why wouldn't they want to hang on to you? You're going to have to get into that person's head to figure it out, because I'm just getting here, they've got a lot of stuff going on and it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's just a part of their trauma. Yeah, they've got to kind of come to some full circle, I feel, but their biggest fear, though, is that this door will be closed forever by the time that they figure it out. They also fear not having closure, that they'll always have this longing for you, that they'll always feel unfinished business with you. So again, it's like, well, if you don't want to feel that way, then why would you go into that direction of creating that? People do things all the time. It's a trauma response. And I feel like that is what's going on with this person. There is some sort of trauma that they're responding to. And unfortunately, their response is pushing you or keeping them further and further at a distance from you. And so until they kind of come full circle with their healing, it seems like they're on the run, right? So that's what we're seeing here. So now let's go into what are their true desires towards you in this connection. So, their heart of hearts. What is their true desire here? What is their true desire for you? Yes, their true desire is they want to actually go the distance. They want to do this. They really do. They want this. But it's like their ego, their shadow self is getting in the way and saying, no, I can't do this. I just can't do this. Oh, yeah. Ooh. It's almost like they quit. They quit and accept defeat before they can even go the distance with you. This is a total sabotaging situation. I'm also getting too with the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords coming up in this reading that this person may have done some pretty shitty things to you. They may have said some things or done some things that were very, very hurtful. And let me tell you, the wounded wound. Hurt people hurt others. And I'm not giving this person a pass and saying it's okay, because we all have crap, and not all of us choose to act in certain ways because we have trauma, but this particular person is, and that's where it's stemming from. So it's not really you, it's definitely them. But when they're in conflict, what do? They just give up and run instead of go the distance. So what this person really wants to do with you in their heart of hearts is they do want to go the distance. They do want to try for you. But as soon as they get going, then they accept defeat, and then they quit, and then they walk away. So if you've had a lot of hot and cold with this person, stops and goes, this is why. So again, until this changes, that number 5 is coming through. We had the 5 energy here. So until they change the story, until they change the script, until they cycle out this stuff, they're going to continue to act in this way. And it's just unfortunate for them, and of course for you as well. But that's their true desire, is to go to the distance. So what is this message from this person's higher self to you? What do they want you to know from their higher self? Wow. Well, first of all, they might be speaking to you through your dreams. So pay attention when you guys are sleeping, like what's ever coming up in your dreams could be this person's higher self communicating to you about how they feel. So pay attention to those dreams. This could also be intuitive downloads or just like telepathy that you pick up from this person. When they're in quiet time, it's like they're reflecting on this connection and their higher self is communicating to you. What this person's higher self is actually telling you is that they want to be in charge. They want to be an authority figure over their life. They want to be in a position of power. They want to be like a divine masculine in his full power. That's what this person really, truly wants to tell you. They want to be able to have control over their emotions and take responsibility for their actions, and to also not let things and circumstances that have happened to them define them and take away from their power. So they want to step into their power is what they are wanting to tell you. And even if it seems like they're sleeping right now, on some level they are doing the work. That's what they want to tell you. They are doing the work. And even if it doesn't seem that way, they are doing some sort of work. Okay? What else does this person want to tell you? Here and now, past, future, here and now. What do they want to tell you? This here and now. All right, so the Tower's energy here, disruption. So as we can see here, this person's very distorted. So the here and now, they're very distorted. So their past, okay, whatever has happened to them in their past, this is them now being disrupted and distorted in the present moment. So the future, of course, is unknown. Look at this, 3 + 2, 5. So until they make these changes, they don't really know, and they can't really predict to you what's going to happen. All they can really express to you right now from their higher self is that they don't want to be disrupted. They don't want to disrupt your life, is what I'm seeing here too. But they don't want to be distorted. They don't want to feel this way. It doesn't feel good for them. It doesn't feel good to them. But they also don't want to disrupt your life. So they don't want you to dwell on the past, and they don't want you to wait for the future. They want you in the here and now present moment to be able to experience peace and happiness. They don't want you to be now distorted because they're distorted. They definitely don't want you to give them that much power. So I think that's a really beautiful message from their higher self. They know that they're sorry to say, kind of shit show, and they don't want your life now to become a shit show because of their issues and their problems and the things that they need to heal. So they definitely want you to, take care of yourself and live your life in the meantime. What else does this person... Okay, here we go. We have co-create. This is beautiful. creating something together. I love that. The Ace of Swords, triumph and success. So this is the thing. Both of you guys are on this journey, even if you might not be together physically. What you guys are doing, you're taking that sword and you're cutting through to new experiences. You're coming up with new ways and new ideas to grow and to prosper in this life. So both of you guys, as you continue to move forward in new ways, and you're strong and you just keep moving forward, you guys are both actually able to co-create a new future together. So that to me is like both of you guys, you're going to see where you end up in the end, obviously, and no one can really predict that and say this is exactly what's going to happen. I have this 4+1, a lot of 5s coming through this reading. So there's a lot of changes that are taking place that maybe we can't even see. But it's like, if you want to create change in the world, you have to change yourself. So in a way, when you do that, you're co-creating with everyone else around you. So you and this person, wherever you guys end up is where you're supposed to end up. But in the meantime, the best thing for you to possibly do is to take matters into your own hands, use your own power to create change in a positive way for yourself. And then in turn, what that does is it creates positive changes and experiences for other people. So as you grow, this person grows. As you value yourself and heal, this person also does the same. So you have an effect on this person in a positive way, in which the way that you carry yourself and live your life. Oh my gosh, I love that message. So they're saying keep going, keep doing that. Keep triumphing, keep having success in life, keep moving forward, keep changing for the positive. All right. So now we're going to go into what is the possibility of reconciliation and when. Okay, so we have never-ending story. And so what this is telling me, you guys, is that, you know, if you've been waiting for this person for a very long time, it's time to stop. It's time to stop putting your life on hold for this person, okay? And the reason why is because it's a never-ending story. This will always be the story. If you're in the energy of waiting, you're going to be waiting. You know, you're going to be waiting. It's like an endless waiting. When you are busy doing your thing, living your life, co-creating with spirit, you're not sitting around thinking about this individual. You're not sitting around wondering when they'll come back. You know, it's a fleeting thought if it does come through, because you're so focused on other things, you know? So we're not attached to an outcome here. We don't need the story to be a certain way. We're open to however things are going to be written later on or in the future. And we're writing and creating our own stories in the present moment. So I feel like what Spirit is saying here is that as long as you're waiting for this person and expecting them to return and not really doing anything of value in the meantime, you're probably going to kind of end up at the same, it's going to be the same, like a reoccurring loop. You're just going to keep going around and round in the same story. And that's not good for you. And it's really not good for anyone, right? Because you're not empowered. And when you're empowered, you're inspiring to the people around you, right? When you're flowing, then you're creating flow around you. But when you're stuck and unhappy or bitter or pissed off or low vibe or whatever, that energy is infectious and it does affect other people. And I feel like that's probably why the co-create came through, is because this is about you being in really, really awesome energy. And it doesn't mean you're not human and that you're not going to have your bad days, but this is about participating in life in a higher vibration. And when you're sitting around waiting for someone, that's not high vibe. There's nothing good about that vibration. That means you're stuck. That means you're stagnant. That means, you're probably feeling depressed. And yes, we all have those days, but to remain in that energy, it doesn't help anyone, including ourselves. So I feel like that's probably why that card's coming up from the get-go. So when we ask, what is the possibility of reconciliation and when, it's almost like, let's not ask that question anymore. Let's kind of detach from that storyline or even a timeline. Let's just detach from it right now. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now shift the story. And instead of asking that question, when, I'm going to ask Spirit, when we stop waiting, what unfolds? That's what I want to know. What unfolds when we decide to stop waiting and just carry on with our lives in an empowering way. What comes from that? We have temptation, devil's energy. You know what that means to me? That means we are breaking the chains. The devil is all about codependency, addiction, obsession. So what's happening here is we are breaking the chains that have bound us for so long. We are disconnecting from addictive, obsessive thinking. You know, we might be tempted to do that, but we're aware of the shadow. We're aware of this human side of ourselves. You know, when we pretend that we don't feel certain ways, I feel it's actually not a healthy thing to do. You can be aware of it, but you don't have to participate in it, which is why I believe that the word is called temptation. We might be tempted to go into that thinking, obsessive, you know, holding on for dear life, etc. We can do that, sure. We always have free will. We can be tempted to do it. Or we can just choose to go in another direction. So the choice is ours. And I just feel like what this is spirit is saying to us is that we can change the story at any time, whenever we want. Oh yeah, look at that. And I feel like a lot of you guys are definitely headed in that direction. So this right here is the Hermit's energy. And I kind of like this because it says never ending story and she's holding up a story book. So obviously you have had some sort of beginning with this person, but you can see the last page is blank. You write the next chapter. This person doesn't write the next chapter. It's not dependent on whether this person comes back or not. You write the story of your life. So you can choose to take back control and be in a state of solitude and be empowered on your journey and do your own thing for a while and feel really good about it. The Hermit is not lonely. The Hermit is just choosing to either be alone, which lonely and aloneness are two different energies, right? So that state of solitude, it's okay. When we're doing our own things, sometimes we get more accomplished. Sometimes we have more time for ourselves. And that can be a positive thing. We can really celebrate that energy. Nothing wrong with that. Oh my God, I love this. The Magician's energy. Wow. Definitely taking back our power. Definitely in the frequency of drawing to us what we want in this life. Becoming aware that we are the creators and the manifestors of our own universe. So it is stepping back into our power and being on our own and feeling really empowered on our own and not needing to attach to someone else in order for us to feel complete or happy. Sure, it's nice to have a partner, but we don't necessarily need it. We're not attached to this situation or this person in an unhealthy or obsessive way anymore. So if some of you guys are starting to feel like you're losing yourself in this individual or that you've wasted so much time, because I do see this in the comments a lot. I'll do a reading and I always, you know, throw in the reminder that no matter what kind of a soul connection it is, it doesn't matter. You want to make sure that, you know, you're always making time for yourself and that you're not waiting around for this person, et cetera, et cetera. And then what I'll see in the comments is people saying, yeah, this person, they never changed. They never did this. They never did that. I'm out of here. And whenever I see that, I realize that the reason that people are feeling that way is because they expected something, right? They were attached to a particular outcome, and because they didn't get it, they're done, which is fine, to each their own. But for me, you'll probably end up taking that kind of unfinished business and trauma and wound with you instead of just dealing with it and handling it and kind of working through your own attachment and your own kind of maybe stuff that was going on within you that caused you to attach all of your expectations and your desires and needs to this person. So for me, I'm always looking to what can I learn about myself? Why did I attach to this person in the first place? What can I do to where I don't have to walk away feeling pissed or bitter, right? So I feel like that's why the Magician's coming up. It's giving us an opportunity to become more aware of ourselves. So instead of saying, oh, screw this person, they're this or that, or, they never gave me what I want, they're a liar, cheater, da-da-da-da-da, this and that. I feel like we have an opportunity in this separation, maybe this person not coming towards us right now, to change the script and the story of our lives. Instead of waiting for them to complete the chapter, why don't you complete the chapter on your own right now? Become more aware of your own attachment styles, your own stuff and issues that need to be healed, instead of focusing on that this person is the problem and they're the ones that need to change, So I feel like it's giving us an opportunity to take personal inventory and to figure out why we feel so inclined to either wait for this person or why we've made this person so important in our lives. Why are we doing that? So it's like the devil is challenging us to go within, to become aware of why we're doing what we're doing and how we can empower ourselves and ultimately heal from this entire experience, instead of writing this person off as saying, screw them, they're this, they're that. Some of you guys can do that and that works just fine. But I'm telling you, just from past experiences, when we tend to just go through life and just a check mark by everybody that we've had a problem with, they're this, they're that, they're this, they're that. At some point, there's a reason that these characters keep popping up over and over and over again. There might be something that we need to know about ourselves. There might be something that we need to figure out, deep within, why we keep ending up in the same story over and over again. So if you guys are tired of this type of character or the story or whatever's going on here, give yourselves an opportunity to get down to the nitty-gritty and fix or start to work on or address whatever's going on here. But if none of that makes sense and it's definitely not you and you're all good, what I'm getting here is that it's time for you to finish up the story and to end this chapter all on your own. You can do it. You don't need this person to get closure. You don't need this person to do anything. And quite frankly, when you're probably feeling empowered on your own is when this person's probably going to return anyways. Usually people do not return when we're so attached to them or when we're waiting on pins and needles. It's an energy that can be felt, and it reeks, and I've said this before, of desperation, and people want to run for the hills when people have that much attachment connected to them. So yeah, that's what I'm getting there. So let's go ahead and end up this reading with advice from Spirit with this connection moving forward. Look at that. Round and round and round we go. So Spirit's saying, let's break the cycle, baby. Let's break out of this cycle. Because if you don't, it's just going to be a never-ending story, and it's going to just go round and round and round and round. So it's just going to keep coming back around with a different person every time. And I don't know about you, but I'd like that story to end. I'd like that lesson to finally be realized. I'd like to figure it the fuck out. Yes, so we can start fresh and new, so we can start having new experiences and new beginnings. So we've got to find a way to close out this chapter, close out this cycle. And for some of you guys, this person and you will have a second chance once you finally let go of your attachment to them, and you just kind of are cool with your own energy and you don't necessarily need them to come back. That's when this person's going to return. And for some of you guys, you might just kind of get off the merry-go-round and be like, you know what? I'm done. I'm ready to start something new. Regardless, you make a choice, you take back your power, and then Spirit co-creates with that decision. Right? So remember, you guys, if you're going around in the same circles and you're waiting on this person, what are you co-creating with Spirit? The same exact energy over and over and over again. But when you take back your power and you say, you know what? I'm done with this behavior. Because what do they say? Doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same results equals insanity? Yeah. So Spirit keeps giving you insanity. But when you decide to break out of this and do something new, then Spirit co-creates with you and brings you new experiences. So that is what we have, you guys. So I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. And like I said, if you guys want your own personalized version of this reading, I will put the link down below where you guys can book a reading with me. All right, you guys, thanks so much. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and a little heart or something inside the comment section. All of those things help my channel to grow. And make sure that you guys are subscribed if you aren't subscribed yet. And if you're returning, thank you so much. I love you guys all. Thanks for your support. All right, take care. Bye-bye.